about coaching, a little bit of the ins and the outs, and maybe share a little bit of our stories, because each one of us on here has a completely different story. And we're all at different points in our coaching career and life in general. And so that's the great thing, is we're not all the same type. I feel like a lot of the coaches on our team have other jobs as well, where they're moms, they're college students, it literally is across the board. Just in the coaches here, we've got retired nurse, actually retired from nursing and coaches full-time. Sarah is a full-time teacher, and she has other things. I obviously work full-time, and then Dina works full-time as well, and she's right now traveling all the time too. So there's literally no right or wrong way to coach. And so I'm just really excited. Ashley, is there anything that you wanted to start off with as well? Or no? Okay.
Go ahead. And you just let me know when I'll just talk whenever.
So if you have any questions, like specifically before we get started, feel free to utilize the chat. I do have it pulled up so that I can see it. And if I can't answer it, maybe someone else on the call can answer it. But feel free, if you have a question, just shoot it in there, or if you anything you want addressed. And I'll just kind of give you a little bit of my story. So I've been with Beachbody for 4 years this month, but I've only been a coach for, oh my God, math is hard, 3 years in May. I'm like, how long ago was 2018? Funny story is I used to be an accountant, so math should be easy, and it's not. Anyway, so I've been with Beachbody for 4 years, a coach for 2.5, almost 3, and I started off doing the workouts, and I didn't actually have a coach. So I signed up with this girl I worked with, and she sold me a package and signed me up, and then that was it. I didn't know that there was communities. I didn't know that other things existed. I paid and I worked out, and that was it. And I didn't get results. There was no results for the first year. And then I started stalking my coach, Ashley. I stalked her Instagram for, I don't know, probably half a year. I kid you not. And I would message her and be like, oh my God, what's that song? I love that song. That's so cool. Where'd you get that workout gear from? And I was 100% hardcore stalking her. I wanted her energy, and I wanted her vibes, and I wanted her results. And so she's like, yeah, girl, I see you working out over there. Are you a coach too? And I'm like, no, I'm not a coach, but I was doing stories about coaching. I was posting my sweaty selfie on Instagram. And she's like, what do you mean you're not a coach? And I was like, I'm not a coach. Don't ask me. I don't want to be a coach. I don't have time for that ish. And of course I Googled coaching, and all those MLM negative videos came up, and I watched all of that, and I said no to her for 4 months. 4 months. Maybe she was stalking me now that I think about it. I was cool before I even knew I was cool. But so I finally gave in, and that was in May of 2018. And that is actually I shared my very first transformation photo, and I remember I was 40 days of ADD obsession. I had started ADD obsession. It was my very first, and I only started it because everybody in this magical community that she invited me to was doing ADD obsession. I was like, I can't do that. Those are some hard moves. But then I started it, and I posted my 40-day results, and all these people were like, what are you doing? I want to do that too. And I was like, what do you mean you want to do it? You want to coach? You want to join me? And so people just started joining me because I was talking about it more, and I wasn't selling it. And that's how my coaching career at this point started, right? And so then it kind of grew, and I kind of grew along with it. And I can say that coaching, the opportunity is there. If you want to run with this business, it's totally there. It has actually helped me pay off all of my credit card debt. It has helped me pay for vacations, income disclaimer, every coach's success is dependent on his or her work. Nobody is guaranteed any income. You got to do your work. There's some spiel I don't have memorized, but I will say 100% that you can do this for the discount. That's what I did for the first year. I was too scared to actually do it. So I was just getting 25% off my product. But then once I started doing it, people were like, hey, and so instead of giving someone else that commission, or getting them plugged into someone else's group, I was like, well, I can do that. I can start a group and keep each other accountable. I can be a friend. I can be a woman. I like talking to people. I can see how they're doing. I can answer these weird questions. I was never a cheerleader. No, God, no. If anything, I was anti-social growing up. Like I am an introvert 100%. And so I was like, no, I'm definitely not going to talk to strangers. I'm literally only going to talk to people I know. But then I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It was the community and the powerful women that I'm like surrounded by every day. Like I log on Zoom and there's powerful motivational women there to lift you up. And I'll tell you the one thing that just hit me really hard is so a couple of years ago, almost 2 years ago exactly, February 28th of 2019, I miscarried and I had to have a DNC surgery. And I fell off the face of the earth for a month. And I didn't show up in my groups and I quit checking in with calendars. But the one people, when I turned on my phone after my surgery, when I got home after a horrible day, I had flowers at my doorstep from my coaching community and I had messages in my inbox, not from friends, not from people I once knew, not from work, not from bosses, but from the girls in my coaching community. They had sent flowers, they had sent messages, and they wanted to know if I was okay. That's when I knew that I was in the right spot. And so then the next year we went to Indy, 2019. Well, I guess it was the same year. Wow. We went to Indianapolis for our summit and our CEO was talking and the theme was you belong here. And that's when I finally realized it. At that point, I was still just this baby coach, but he was like, you belong here. Everyone has their own story and everyone's going to, inspire somebody different. And that's when I realized that coaching was so much more than me just trying to sell a product, because that's not what we do. It's about connecting with people and growing the relationships and really being there and seeing our challengers and our fellow coaches and our teammates through really hard times in our life. And since I've been a coach, I've been with people through deaths of parents. I've been through my own issues. We've been through, cancers. We've been through obviously all of the things. We've been through job losses, new opportunities. We've been through babies, and we stand together, not because we're making money off of each other, because as a team, what I do does not affect anybody else. And we are our each own entity. And it was that moment when I realized that coaching was so much more than an MLM. Coaching was so much more than just this.
Thanks, Kate. Have a good weekend. I will. I live just down the road.
Ashley. And that's when I realized that I can do so much more by sharing my story, because there are so many other Amandas out there that needed this community, that needed everybody in their life that you don't always get from the people that surround you currently. And so I have met some of my best friends. I will tell you, the other coaches on this team, we hang out, we talk to each other every single day. They are the girls that get me out of bed in the morning when I feel like crap, or I feel like my world is crumbling around me. And so I can't explain to you, but coaching is so much more. And the opportunity, you can literally just use the discount. You can work enough to get your stuff paid for. Or me, I do part-time because I still have a full-time job, but I work part-time, and that's been enough to pay off all of my debt. It's been enough to last month it paid for my mortgage, and I wasn't really working, but it's just the fact that this business can be compounded and you just keep growing without even knowing you're growing. And then some other people, there's so many ways to level up, and you can get trips and all of the things. I wish I should have wrote all this down, because sometimes I get real emotional and then sidetracked and squirrel. And you don't have to be any, obviously I'm not professional at all, and I still love it. I don't have to pretend to be somebody I'm not. This is the one place that I feel ultimately safe being who I am, being the hot mess person that I am all the time. And so part-time coach, working full-time, my husband travels, I have a kid, and I still lean into my coaching community. You're not going to do this on your own ever. There are no days that you have to do it on your own. And I will say we have amazing new coach training. So if you want more information, you're never stuck hanging. There's always room. There's always calls. There's always leadership opportunities. There's always learning. You will never not find an answer. There are so many just different opportunities. The more you want, the more we can give you. It's always going to be there. I didn't know if any other coach wants to share their story, or why you became a coach, or if there's any questions that maybe someone's thought of in the meantime, maybe you want to hear more about. Feel free to hop into that, or anything, feel free to shoot it on in.
I'll jump in. Y'all know me, I love to talk, but I'm not going to talk forever. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I could not agree more with what Amanda just said. So my name's Ashley Roberts. I have been a coach for my 6-year coach anniversary was in September of last year. It's honestly, I came into coaching. Sarah's arguing with a teenager. I came into coaching because I saw my coach, similar story, saw her on Instagram, and was intrigued, and like back in the day, back in the old school days of coaching, we used to post a lot of really cheesy things. Like I remember Deidre posting this picture that was like, do you love fitness and want to make money? And I was like, okay, what does that mean? Like, it was like, sure, reach out to me. So I did. I reached out to her and I was like, I just had baby number 3. I have 3 kids under age 6. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm trying to work out and stay active and be a healthy mama, but I don't have a support system or a community or anything like that. I don't know anything about coaching. I don't know anything about social media. I have like 300 friends on Instagram and 400 friends on Facebook. So I don't know where to start. I've never done anything like this before. I'm not familiar. I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to be a salesperson. I just want to be a healthy mama. And I want to just show other women how to do that and like build a community together. And after months of going back and forth with my coach and her asking me every month, like, are you ready now? And me saying no and me saying no. I splurged, and literally 1 month after my birthday, I bought a challenge pack and signed up as a coach with my birthday money that I usually buy new shoes with. And I didn't, I saved it and bought a challenge pack instead, and signed up as a coach. And I was very slow moving when I started. And it was funny because I was just sending some pictures to some of the girls the other day about like the very first thing that I posted as a coach. And it was like all of my stuff like on the kitchen table. And I was like, look, who wants to join me? And like, there was no like,
You were so cute too. You were like this little.
What am I doing? Like, what is all this stuff? You know, and like, I like literally no idea what I'm doing. No idea like how to build a business. No idea how to do anything on social media besides post selfies of my kids. And I think what's so awesome about this, yeah, like there it is. All the stuff there's on my kitchen counter. It's me.
It's like even back in DVD days. I love that.
Yes. And that was like the old school days when we had DVDs. And I just knew though that like I was struggling with postpartum anxiety, depression, frustration. My husband, we had just moved across the country. We left our best friends and the house we loved in Colorado, and we moved back to St. Louis, and I was alone, and I didn't have any good friends that were close, that I could just hang out with all the time. And it was a serious struggle. And here I was at home, I had left my career as a pediatric nurse, was home full time. Now I have 3 kids under age 6. My husband's gone all the time. And I was depressed, and I was angry, and I was sad, and I cried all the time. He would come home from work, and like, poor guy, I'm so glad he stuck with me, because he would come home every day and I would just be sitting at the kitchen table crying about something new. And he's like, you need something. Like I don't know what to do for you. Like you need something. And so I honestly, like I leaned hard into this community, and it was so much more than signing up with the challenge pack and getting a bag of shakes and some DVDs. And I was like, I got to find other women that I can relate to. And I got to find other women who want to get healthier, not just physically, but mentally too. And I have 3 daughters, and I never want them to go stand in front of the mirror and hate what they see. And I never want them to feel shame about their bodies or their life, or feel like they have to diet, because I grew up with a mom who hated what she saw in the mirror and who dieted all the time around the clock and who fed me toaster strudels and Little Debbie's for every single meal and Hamburger Helper. And like, I didn't know what healthy was, and I had to figure it out for myself. And I just knew that I didn't want to be like that. And I didn't want that to be a role model for my 3 girls. I wanted them to see healthy and strong and happy and confident. And so this, coaching thing turned into a, holy crap, like, can we come together, women? Can we like empower and encourage each other and like be there for each other and like lift each other up and go through the hard shit and find the good stuff and be better humans together. And like I said, I was slow moving when I started, and I came in going, okay, I'm just gonna open a Facebook group and put people in there that want to do this together. And I, again, like, I was like, I don't want to be a salesperson. And then here's me posting like all my DVDs and Shakeology on Facebook going, who wants to buy this and join my group? But I learned along the way that it was not just about, here's my product, do you want to buy this? It was, here's our community, and this has changed my life. And these are the things that we use that help us stay healthy and get healthy and blah, blah, blah. But like this is where the magic happens. And like, I can't tell you how many women that I've talked to that have said, I don't know where to start. Like, I just need a workout to start with. I need to understand nutrition a little bit better. I need to know that I'm not going to fail because there's other people in my corner, because I've tried every diet under the sun, and I've done every cleanse, and I've done every detox, and I've taken this pill, and I've done this, and I've done that. And I just want to know that there's a community out there that has my back. And over the last 6 years, like Amanda had said, and I didn't come into this business to retire from nursing and not go back. I started nursing school right before I signed up to be a coach to further my degree. And my plan was to continue to be a nurse. It wasn't for me to be a coach and quit nursing. I was going to school to further my nursing degree. And I got to the point after, I graduated, that I had not only matched, but I had surpassed my nursing income. And I gave myself the choice to continue to stay home with my kids. And for me, that was a huge victory, because I didn't think it would ever be possible. Financially, for us, I didn't think it would be possible. And I'm nobody special. I don't have any perfect systems or trainings or words or anything like that have done anything magical for me. But I don't quit. I won't quit. And I keep going. And I know that there are people out there that don't give a crap about what I do. And I know there are people out there who are going to judge me for it. And those aren't my people. The people that I want to help and support are the ones who want to do this together, and who believe that there's a place for them, and who believe that there's something bigger out there and that there's something more. And for me, this was it. And the friendships that I've found over the last 6 years, and the opportunities that have come, and Amanda had mentioned that too, a company that rewards you with a trip for just doing your job. Like, oh, you want to go to the Bahamas? You want to go on a cruise and take your kids with you? Like, nothing I ever thought I would do. And like, the company paid for it. And again, like, income disclaimer, every coach has to work for it. You don't just get it for free. But little things like that, that was one of my biggest victories as coaching, like, for us and our family, was that, speaking of, was that I was able to take my kids on the trip that I earned and show them, like, and they got to come to the workouts, and they got to see the trainers that they see on TV, and they got to, I love you. And they got to experience the things. And we celebrated Annie's 5th birthday on the beach in Haiti. And it was unreal. And like, nothing that I ever would have been able to do had it not been for Beachbody. And I love this community so much. And y'all, I don't know if you've heard the announcement or saw the announcement, but as of yesterday, we've announced that we are merging with this other company called Mix Fitness, which is this brand new, like year-old company that has this like spin bike with like the screen and like all the live like workout classes. And like, this is going to be a part of this company. And like, I was in tears listening to our CEO and our president of the company yesterday talking about how this, astronomical $2.9 billion merger, blah, 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 is now going to be able to reach more people. And, questions popping up like, what's going to change? What's going to happen? And he's like, y'all, we're going to keep the main thing. And the main thing is that we're helping people live more healthy, fulfilling lives. And that's going to continue to be our mission. And I'm so unbelievably proud of this company and the leadership that we have and the direction that it's going. And it probably sounds silly and cliche to say this, but like, if there was ever a time to be a coach, it's now. Like, as the things are happening and like as we are like innovating more things and like doing more things, and like, y'all, we're gonna get a bike. Like, we're gonna get like a spin bike and like spin classes and like all these things that like, they continue to blow my mind with the things that they do to continue to see their coaches succeed and help people at every fitness level with every kind of goal, and continue to release content and bring in incredible trainers, and just
I think like
do so
kind
many
of
things.
off of that too is the fact that like as coaches, we get the opportunity to help all these people with this stuff, but we're not required to keep any of it at our house. Like, I'm not shipping out Shakeology to all my clients, and I'm not and I don't have to keep all of their information. Like, the resources that we have as coaches, like from the trainers and from the company, are just amazing. Like, they make it so incredibly easy on the back end so that you can be a full coach on the front end, so that you can be in that person's corner that needs you, and that you have all the resources to help them be successful, from the nutrition to the fitness to the apps to the tracking to whatever, the meditation to even the blog and the recipes. And like, as coaches, we're not required to keep any of that on hand, which I find amazing, because I know with a lot of companies that you do you got to keep it all and you got to keep track of that. And Lord knows I can't make it out of my house in 3 weeks because I'm too lazy nowadays. So I feel like this company, like, they support us on every end and they listen to everything, and not just what they see, but what is going on in the world too. Like, what can we do to help more people? So like, when COVID hit, they put a meditation and an unstress app out. Like, they partnered with Calm and said, okay, great, people have workouts, but what can we do for their mental health? And so it's the fact that they're thinking of things before we can even think of it. Like, they're already doing these things because they know that as like women or just people, we're going to need this type of support down the road. So that's like stuff that I see and I'm like, oh my God, like, I never would have thought of that. That's pretty amazing that they're already thinking of the things that we have no idea that we need. So I don't know, I just had to tack on to that because I feel like there is a lot of stuff that Beachbody has, but we're not required to keep any of it, which is really great. Because I remember when my mom, when I was in high school, my mom did Mary Kay, and we had a Mary Kay room, and I was not allowed in that room because I was not allowed to take any of that makeup out because it cost money. It was her. Do not go in there. All I can like think of is like that. I don't know if you guys remember that, like that kid that went into Ulta or something and just like smashed like $3,000 worth of product, and they tried to make the mom pay for it. It just happened like last year. That's
Yeah.
what I was like, that's probably what my daughter would do. She would go around and eat like all the products.
Those three,
So.
absolutely. Sarah, did you want to say something?
Yeah, and then I gotta jump to my next call. It's 8. I know, I was like, whoa, time flies. So my story is not like either one of their stories, which is, like Amanda said, what I really like about this, because we're all different and that's how we met each other. So I am a mom of 2. I'm a police wife. I am a full-time teacher. My son plays elite level travel hockey, and my daughter is a travel swimmer. And I'm a teacher. I don't know if I said that, but I was looking for something something that I could do at home. So I was, I don't know, over 220 pounds. No one really knows the starting weight because I didn't get on a scale for 3 months. And I couldn't get to the gym because I had 2 small kids at home. I had every excuse in the book. I was exhausted and I just kept looking at my kids going, I need to be more. I've always been an outgoing, bubbly person. I've always been, fun loving and outgoing, but it wasn't I wasn't being, someone is knocking on my door. Seriously. My family is knocking on my window and putting the puppy in the window outside. Mind you, it's like -20. Anyways, so I wasn't the mom that I wanted to be, and I needed to change. So up pops my college roommate, who mind you, I live in Northern Illinois. She lives in St. Louis, so stayed away, right? We probably hadn't talked in, I don't know, 10 years, and she's doing all these workouts. I never liked, I never commented, I never did anything because I knew she was going to send me that message and I was going to say no. So for about 3 months, I pushed her off. I'm like, no, I'm good with my YouTube videos. I wasn't doing the YouTube videos. I was like saying I wasn't doing them. Nobody was doing the YouTube videos. So finally, it was like January of 2017 and I messaged her and I was like, I need this. I need this in my life. She's like, okay. So back then you started with like a free 1-month trial. So I like got to do it for a month and I figured I don't ever have to see her again if I don't want to. I don't have to talk to her again if I don't want to. For the first 3 months, I posted pictures of my feet and she to this day still laughs at me because I never posted my face. But after 3 months of doing 10-minute trainers, so not 80-day obsession like Amanda, 60 minutes long, I did 10-minute trainers. I had lost over 25 pounds, we think. But again, we don't know because I never got on a scale. So she approached me about coaching and she bribed me with an Amazon gift card. That's how, and I was like, well, all right, I could do this. And so at that point, I just thought, this has worked for me. This is something that I never knew existed. I thought it was like this super secret club that like people put on the side and like nobody talked about, right? Because I didn't know anybody who was doing at-home fitness. I didn't know anybody who was part of this community. All of a sudden, all of these people were in my life and they were cheering me on, and I didn't know any of them from, anyone. So I said, okay, figured I could cancel, looked at my husband and said, this is what I want for our anniversary. And 4 years later, almost to the day, here I am. It has changed my life. And I think Amanda has said it and Ashley has said it. I am a better mom. I'm a better teacher. I'm a better wife. I am a happier person. And I so many times say the transformation has never been physical for me. It has been about learning to love myself and pouring that love into then my clients and just strangers on social media. I live far away from these girls and I can't imagine a morning without them when we are traveling for hockey, when we are, up like last night, we were gone and I was up this morning with them because they're how I start my morning now. The community is how I start my morning. And so if I ever second guess what I do as a coach, I think, where would I be without this community? Could I walk away from my community today and be the person that I want to be? And the answer is no. And so that's what coaching has brought to me. The tidbit of financial, obviously, we have all expressed the income disclosure. It's great and it's wonderful. And the trips are wonderful. And there are, memories to last a lifetime. And my kids are so excited to go on the trip. But the community itself and what it has given me as a person is I would do it for free. And I think that sounds so cliche, but I don't really care what the paycheck says every month or every week. I don't really care what it's paying off. It's about the community and it's about coaching and it's about the people that this opportunity has brought into my life that has changed it for the better. I've never been a girly girl. I've never had girlfriends. I mean, I do, but very few. And I wouldn't trade these women for anything. So that's my story. It's a little different than theirs, but we all have our own story and it's individual. So that's what I love best. But if you guys have any questions, you can always message me. I have to go to the next call. So I'm gonna I'm gonna go to my team call now. You guys have an awesome night and let me know if you have any questions or if you need anything from me.
Thanks for
Bye,
sharing,
guys.
lady. Bye.
See ya.
Did anyone have any questions or anything you want to ask about or anything that you want to know about or while you have us on here? Literally anything. And if you don't want to unmute, you want to type it into the chat, or if you want to message one of us privately, you can certainly do that too. Do you have some other stuff you want to add, Amanda?
Think so. I do. Like, if you guys are more interested and it's something that you're really thinking about, I know it's a hard thing. I did not want to commit. I didn't think I'd be a good coach. And the people that I've been able to meet along this journey, I never would have met otherwise. And to be honest, I think I learned more from the people that I'm helping than that I actually get to help them. And so it was a hard decision. And some days I'll be honest, I'm like, okay, I can't coach. I can't do this anymore. There's nothing else in me to give. And then I take a deep breath and I go to my group and I'm like, you know what? All these women in here are because I have decided to do the hard things. And I decided to be a coach, and being able to get those messages of someone making a healthier choice or being able to run around with their kids or being able to finally like be consistent with workouts, and they've never been able to do that. If that doesn't bring me to tears every day, then I know I'd be in the wrong business. But I can tell you every single message I wake up to or every single message I see in my group, it just hits you home. And I feel like this is a very heartfelt business. It can be very, you can have a very successful business, but it's very heartful for me. I don't, clearly I'm not in it for the money. And I would quit today if they told me that that was all it was for. So I can just say that this community and this opportunity has changed my life. I can't imagine the person I would be 3 years ago if I wouldn't have stepped into this opportunity. I'd probably still be crying on my bathroom floor, miserable, depressed. I mean, I'm still anxious. Let's not stop there. I'm still a hot mess, but I had the community to back me up and the strength of the women that surround me, because I am not a strong person without the women that are surrounding me. So definitely, if you guys have any questions, let us know. Or if anything just hit your heart a certain way, or maybe you want us to dive in deeper and you don't want to bring it up on here, my message, I'm always open. I am 100%. I will give you stats straight up. I can send you screenshots if you want. I can even send you videos from when I told Ashley, like, okay, I'll coach, like literally my face this chunky little person, and I was so scared of life. Like, I have that video saved, and sometimes I send it to her, and I'm like, look what you did. I like, you're outside, and I had this tank top on, and I actually don't even fit this top anymore because it's so big. It hangs off with me, and my daughter was like with a, what are those? They're not suckers. What are they in the summertime? Popsicles. That's it. And I was so scared. I was like, fine, I'll do it. Like, just tell me what I need to do. And so I still remember the day I said yes. And however, it has changed my life. So I just want to thank you all for being on and listening to our stories, and just know that we love what we do. My heart and soul goes into every single person that I sign up, and it's a very heartful business. And unfortunately, sometimes I'm not that person. Let's just get to the point type of girl. And so anyone can do it. I don't know. My mind is, it's been a long week. Oh, I'm just really glad everyone's on here, and thank you all very much. So
yeah. So we're doing a new coach call on Tuesday night, just for anyone who's ready to get started with next steps. Honestly, like I said, I was kind of slow moving when I got started. And it's your business. I mean, there's, you get to do it how you want, on your terms, on your own time. And you get to kind of create your own goals and your own vision for yourself. And there's never a pressured, like, you have to do this now, you know, or you're kicked off the team. Like, that's not how we operate. And everyone has their own why, and everyone has their own reasons behind why they coach and how much and how little you want to. And I think that's what's so beautiful about it, is that it is your business, and, you know, you do get to do it how you want to do it. We do have some amazing resources. We're part of a team that's been the #1 team in the company for several years, 4 or 5 years, and has been in the top 10 every year. And we have a really, really amazing community, and there's no shortage of resources and support and anything that you need. And honestly, like, how I started was just like, all right, I'm just gonna talk about what I do. I'm just gonna share what I do. I'm gonna share, you know, what helps me, what's been working for me, and then invite other people to do this with me, and create a community. And that's something too that you don't ever have to do. Like, we're not going to kick you out of our group and say, good luck, figure it out, sister. Like, it's a, we link arms together, we run together, and we do this together. But where I was when I started, I was like, I want to do my own thing. Like, I want to create my own group. So I jumped in with my coach for a little bit, kind of learned the ropes, and then was like, all right, let me just figure this out on my own. So yeah, it's absolutely your business, and it's amazing. I mean, you've heard our stories, but we all love it, and love that we get to do this and call it a job. Doesn't feel like one. So all right, gals. Well, thanks so much for taking the time tonight. We really appreciate it. And we'll drop some more info on next week's like new coach training and stuff and getting started. But honestly, just reach out to your coach, reach out to any of us, and we're more than happy to answer any questions too. All right, gals.
Yes, Dana, sorry, that training is, if anyone's watching the replay as well, if you are a coach and maybe you have, maybe you joined and like you kind of stopped coaching, or you just never fully went in, this coach training is always open. So if you're ever a coach on our team and maybe you can always restart coaching. Like, there's no like, you sign up, this is your start date. You can always sign up and just work your way into it. And our trainings are always open for anybody. There is never you have to be a certain, I mean, there are certain groups that you can only get to the more your business grows, but as long as we have our trainings, they are always open to all of our downlines. So if you are currently a coach, or you're looking to like re-jumpstart your business, feel free to hop in there. All you got to do is let us know. We always post like an event, and we open it up to everybody. So no matter if you're in our downline or like a sister downline, like, it is always open, because we feel like the opportunities and what you learn from me will probably be something different than what Ashley is going to teach you, or something different than what Sarah would have taught you. And we're all different people. We all teach differently, and we all work our businesses different, but that's why we offer the trainings. And so anyone can get in anytime they want. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
All right, gals. Well, thanks
for joining, guys.
You guys have a good night.
Bye. See you in the morning.